crazies out of the government. We need our Congress for everyone's benefit. The 1%, they just take what they like. We've got to show up and vote for our rights. So vote in November. Vote, a time to remember. Vote, but don't be late. Vote, don't procrastinate. It's our country, our democracy. We can't afford mediocrity. If we do nothing, our hope floats away.
I keep playing this song, baby.
Off of that thing when it's voting day.
How y'all doing, baby?
And vote
Vote, baby. It's the best thing in the world.
vote
It is a responsibility. It's a duty to be involved in this democracy, baby.
vote. Don't hesitate.
And that simple answer,
Vote.
vote, baby. That's the answer.
Procrastinate.
How y'all doing, baby? Tuesday. What a Tuesday today was. Boy, howdy shit. Could it get any more exciting? I want to thank Richard Phillips for being the first one to jump in, followed by the remixtress. Banana is here. Thank you very much. Dorothy Tyndall, Gary Spring, thank you. Gene Shanky, who I think is in the room, is here with us. Robin Lyons, thank you. Sue Van 50, Jay Clayton and Stephanie Dane are soaking it up on the beach, baby. Good idea. Do a little relaxing. Bruce Preston is with us. Thank you very much. Michael Falbister, Tracy Tobias, my wannabe next door neighbor, is here. Jeff Curry, Deborah Douglas, thank you. Brian Champagne is here. Jeanette Miller, Terry King. Let me see. Randy Peterson. Woo, pig, buddy. Let me see. David Billings is here. Lorraine Barrett, thank you for being here. I want to thank everybody for being here. It's a hell of a day, ain't it? It's let me get on down here where I am. Bernadette Pree, baby, thank you so much for being there. So glad to see you in there. Media Main 6 is here. Adina Michael. Indeed, Banana. Vote, buddy. Mike Hickle is here. How about them hearings today? Did we learn anything new? Yeah, we did. We learned a lot of shit today. And I did a little short 59-second video during the 10-minute hearing break, and I entitled it "Too Pissed to Finish." I was beside myself. I went out there, took my iPad out there, let me give my fucking thoughts right now real quick out there to everybody, and then I just started yelling. The emotions take over, baby. You know, and it was easy to do. My wife was concerned about my blood pressure and shit. Yeah, anybody who loves this country should damn well be pissed today, because everything that we thought is true, baby. Right down to you know, it just went from his ego wanting everybody in front of that podium in the ellipse, even if they had weapons, take the magnetometers away. We don't need no stinking magnetometers because these people aren't going to hurt me. They're going down to the Capitol. So it's okay if they have guns or knives or anything else they got in their pockets. It's okay with Donnie. Are you shitting me? He knew what he was doing the whole time. Now we hear testimony days before they knew this shit was coming. It was planned, baby, except it didn't go according to plan. Had Donnie made it to the Capitol, can you imagine what would happen? After he even tried to grab the wheel of the beast to try to steer it. Are you shitting me? Put his hands on the throat of a Secret Service agent. Of course, his little tiny hands probably couldn't reach around. What kind of bullshit is that? Throwing his hamburger and french fries up against the wall in the White House. Throwing his dishes all over the floor and shit. Throwing a little tantrum, baby. He wants to be king. God, it is so just... It's almost unbelievable. Almost unbelievable. But we can believe every damn word of Cassidy Hutchinson's testimony because that's who he is. That's who he is. Yeah. He thought Mike Pence deserved hanging, baby. When they were chanting hang Mike Pence, he knew it. That's when he put out the little tweet there about Mike Pence didn't have the courage and bullshit. He was egging them on. He wanted it done. Surely that would stop the certification of the election if Mike got hung. He was willing to go all the way, baby. All the way. So what are we left to do with this? What are we supposed to do with the information that we learned? Just walk on by? You know? We can't. The whole country and indeed the whole world has seen what he did. Has testimony about his attempt to overthrow this government. Treason, baby. There's no other word for it. It's treason. He's a traitor to this country. And when I get emotionally is when I start talking about the people who still support him, who live right down my street. Are you shitting me? Don't call yourself a patriot. Don't call it. I take offense that you even call yourself an American. Really? You're not. You're not. You're a sellout. A sellout to a cheap whore. A con man. Who you worship more than the Constitution, more than that flag waving in front of your house, more than anything else, baby. You love that Donnie boy. You know, it's disgusting to watch good people that used to give a shit about their country turn their back on it. Turn their back on it. But in my book, they'll take whatever they can get from this government and screw them. That's some of the people I know. They'll cheat this government in a heartbeat and proclaim themselves to be Americans. It's sad to watch. It really is. But we got a hell of a show today. And I have done screaming and yelling and have let a lot of emotions out of my where'd my damn mouse go? There it is. And I want to see if I can get Gene, are you in here? Gene, unmute your mic, baby. I want to see if I can hear you this time. Gene was on our show earlier, and I think she's having a problem with her Discord or something. Gene, if you can't hear me, dear, I guess. Gene, yeah, just...
Hello?
Hello, Gene. Can you hear me?
Can anybody hear me?
Gene, can you hear me? No, Gene.
Hello? Hi, John.
Hi, Gene. How are you doing, dear?
Hello?
I think Gene is on a delay here. That's really going to kind of mess us up. Gene, I'm going to move you back down to the audience. We got to figure that out. What's going on with Gene's Discord? If somebody else could help her in the room or something, explain to her what's going on, that would be helpful. There is some kind of a delay between what I say and the time she hears it, I think. Dave, are you with us?
I'm with you, mate.
How are you doing, Ozzy? Oh, Lord. Dave? Oh, Lord. Can you hear me, Dave? I heard you there for a minute. Hello, Dave. Well, we're just having a time with it today, ain't we? I got a green light over here. I got a good signal, I assume. Dave, you're breaking up real... Oh. Hello? Hello? Okay, Dave, if you can hear me, I'm going to move you back down and maybe recycle you, but I don't know what's going on with Discord. Maybe we'll figure that out in a minute. In the meantime, let me try again. Let me see if I can get somebody else up here that might be able to hear me. Bernadette?
John,
You can hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
I am so glad to hear your voice, darling. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm hanging in there every day.
Dude, don't let these people get you all that upset. Joe. John, we don't need to be pissed. We need to take our asses to the poll and
That's
take somebody
exactly
with us. We need to be motivated.
We need to come up with...
We need to be motivated.
Yes, and if this
And
doesn't
if this
motivate
doesn't motivate you,
there's something wrong.
nothing will.
Yeah. If this wasn't enough to perk up your ears and get you involved in this shit, then he could indeed stand in the middle of Times Square and shoot people and get away with it.
We can't let that happen.
No.
He needs to go to jail.
Indeed.
He needs to not be above the law.
And that's exactly what I'm looking at is we are all hearing eyewitness testimony to crimes against our country. If any one of us had done this, we'd be in jail. So why not him? Why aren't FBI agents at his door right now, arresting his ass? It's what we all want.
And you know what, John?
I
don't want to call any one of these Republicans that have been up here and testified in front of this community, and we've all seen them. The whole thing has been nothing but Republicans. They are not heroes.
No.
Because they were there when this shit was going down.
Exactly.
And they chose to do nothing.
I think Mark Meadows has got his ass in a crack.
Lock him up.
Lock him up. Lock him up. I love the ending of today again. Liz Cheney and Benny Thompson giving notice to those who haven't come forth yet. You're given one last opportunity to step forward and do the right thing, because the hammer's fixing to fall down on this shit. Aussie Dave,
They had the
got
opportunity twice in the Congress to impeach this motherfucker.
to convict him.
Because before that, not only did Mueller tell them, but Adam Schiff told them during the first impeachment, this man is never going to quit.
No. And he's not quitting now. He's not quitting
now.
Aussie, are you with us? Uh-oh. You're breaking up real bad, Aussie.
The connection is a little waterlogged.
Yeah. Yeah, we're only getting about every third word, maybe. Yep. Try, Aussie, try disconnecting and completely maybe and try to reconnect again and see if that helps. Kind of hard to get a signal sometimes, I guess. He's all the way down in Australia, so I know they have signals.
Yeah.
Just we don't know what happened there, but
well,
sure
he
we'll
might
be
be
able to
going
get
through Ukraine or Russia or something like that.
Yeah.
North Korea, for all we know.
Indeed. Indeed.
The World Wide Web. Sometimes it works, sometimes
it doesn't. But boy, howdy. Well, now we know all sorts of little details. He threw his little hamburger up against the wall, got ketchup all over. Are you shitting me?
What a petulant child.
I mean, that's the first thing comes to everybody's mind, really. You threw your food on the wall.
He's going to reach over and try to grab the wheel of the beast while they're driving and choke the man at the same time. What the fuck?
Donnie was determined, wasn't he? But he got put in his place. They didn't go. They knew. Secret Service knew they couldn't take him up there. And think about, had they done that, had they allowed him to get up to that Capitol, what would have been the end result there?
Well, it would have been the crowning of Napoleon
That's
in
exactly.
his eyes.
Hello, David.
And it would have created enough confusion. He wouldn't have stayed there, but have created enough confusion to force everyone to, let him stay in power for much, much longer than we wanted him.
They had many opportunities to get this man out of power.
Besides violating the Constitution on many, many levels, too.
They had constitutional ways of the 25th Amendment, because clearly this man is a
At
fucking
that
loon.
point, what we're finding out now in that what was going on in real time, why didn't they invoke the 25th Amendment when they had the opportunity? They balked. They cowered down to him. And they still are. Go ahead.
They did.
There's a great deal of cowardice going on. GDS has her hand back up. I want to let you know.
Oh, let me see if I can.
Because I really would like to get her up.
Yeah.
I sent Jeannie and Dave a message saying we heard them.
Yeah.
And Aussie Dave's been in and out now 3 or 4 times.
Let me see if we could get Jean in here one more. Jean, are you in here, baby?
She's in here. Her mic's muted.
Yeah, I think she's got some kind of delay, I think, going on. Jean has been with us a long time. She's a long time Blue Dot member. And, yeah.
No, she's got a hot mic now. Jean?
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Hey!
You can hear me? Yay!
Yay, Jean, how are you?
Finally.
We could hear you before.
You could. I couldn't hear anybody.
No.
I could hear you talking. I couldn't hear nothing else.
Now, you're up in,
So, I don't know. The game was pretty good.
It was. Did you watch the whole hearings?
But there sure are a lot of trolls out there.
Are there? Well, we have our share, baby. We have our share. They try to get in and
And now I don't hear anything.
uh-oh. You
You can't hear us at all?
Can't hear us?
I can hear you, and that's it.
You who? You who? Ah. Not
Do
me,
you
I
hear
don't
me?
think.
Yes,
Jean?
that's it.
Okay, you're not hearing John, though.
No.
Oh, yeah.
He is talking to you. That's weird. You should be able to hear both.
Oh. We got bugs inside Discord. I guess it'll figure itself out sooner or later. Let me see if Oh,
Gene
Lord,
dropped
I
it.
am.
Gene dropped it.
My body is. Well, man, I did a live a little while, and thank you, Miss Linda came in, and whatnot, and then I did this 59-second. When they went to a 10-minute recess, I was just pissed. Grabbed my iPad, ran down to my shop, started out trying to rant. And I was just so mad. I just got off track of where I was intending to go. 59 seconds later, I just said, I can't do this.
Wasn't it right before the recess, John, that we heard that Trump knew that there were people armed
Yes.
in the
Yes.
crowds and stated that they weren't there to hurt him?
1, 2.
You can, Dave, can you hear us?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Outstanding. Yes, we can hear you loud and clear, Dave.
Well, I had to switch to my phone because we've got a thunderstorm happening at the moment, and I think it's affecting all the crap, and so I'm on my phone.
Waterlogged.
Yeah, under the waterlaws, and then I'm on my phone. So if I get Discord on the phone, please understand that, because we know what Discord does when you're on the phone.
Right. Yeah.
But I just want to say, this hearing last night, my time, or this morning at 2:00 a.m., must have woken up a lot of people's dumb fucking brains that are not listening, those ones with the blinkers on.
Yeah.
Not going to get them all, but this is going to be a big advantage to you guys. It's a big move forward. And, Mr. What's-His-Face that had his phone taken off him, Mr. Eastman. I mean, how fucking dare he turn around and complain about his phone being taken, blah, blah, blah. What about the fact that you tried to take the fucking country, pal?
Oh, shit, asshole.
Their only defense at this point is that trying to delay an outrage. They're really hoping Trump gets back in power so he pardons them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Lester is their last defense.
That's their only hope, really.
Yeah.
That was their claim.
We can't let that happen, you guys. We have seriously got to get people. What I'm hoping, and John, I'm so glad you're on TikTok because it reaches a much younger crowd.
Hey, how am I doing today?
I am so hoping that with these decisions being passed down by the Supreme Court and this information coming out with the J6 committee that
Yeah.
these younger people are realizing you got skin in the game. And if you don't, we got 100 million people out here that don't vote. And we
Yeah,
need to
that's a problem.
motivate these people that they're coming after you. You're next. If
Well-
you're an other in any kind of way, you're on the list.
I just looked at my TikTok, Bernadette, just now because I put I did the same live I did on YouTube and Facebook today, was actually live on TikTok also, and for that one I have 243 views. That's how many views I've had since I posted it. During the live on TikTok, I had 3,900 viewers watching me
Right on.
at that time. And then on the little 59-second little TikTok quickie, so far, which I posted about less than an hour or so ago, we have 6,135
Right on.
views. We have gone up another 100. We are now at 25,000 followers, and our likes went up another 300 or 400, something like that. Yeah, I'm glad I got on there.
Good.
You know, anywhere you can get that message out, or to reinforce in somebody's mind to pay attention, then I'm gonna try to be there. You know, I've made this my life's work now, I guess, is trying to raise the pom-poms as much as I can, or you know, screaming the emperor has no clothes.
Can I give an
Obviously,
Australian?
somebody's listening.
I hope so. Go ahead, Dave.
I just want to give an Australian point of view on the SCOTUS thing and the Roe v. Wade. You know,
Please.
they say they're handing it back to the states. Well, what do you think is going to happen for GOP getting power, or a DeSantis or Trump type government? They're going to take the power away from the states, so they're getting ultimate control anyhow. You think about it. The
Yeah.
federal government takes the power from the states, but they've given the power to the states just so it looks good. If they get in power, the states will lose power.
I'm hoping that we see this November not only a sweep for the Democrats in the House and in the Senate, but also in the gubernatorial races. I hope Texas goes blue, baby. We need men like Beto O'Rourke. We do not need a little whiny ass piece of shit like Greg Abbott that we have now, who was so quick today to what he tweeted. He tweeted out some dumbass shit, and he got smacked down for it.
Good.
Yeah. Oh,
See,
I know what
Tweeting
it was.
about those
I know what it
47
was. He was blaming Greg Abbott today. Put out a tweet about a tragedy that happened in Texas today, and I don't know how many people. I'm sure you've seen it on the news.
47.
Is it 47? I thought it had gone higher. Is it
Then
47
they just recently
deaths?
moved in.
And,
They were in the back of that
Yeah.
tractor trailer.
in the back of a tractor trailer parked up by San
I'll double
Antonio.
check.
Immigrants, baby, trying to get a break into this country, left on the side of the road in an 18-wheeler, baby, with the doors closed. I think I heard 12 of them might have made it out alive. Men, women, children, baby. Lock
You're
them up
correct.
in a
It's up
fucking
to
van.
51.
51. I thought it had risen.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
that's
the
what most
tragedy.
blind news- we just-
This is the tragedy of what's going on with this battle over immigration. Is people are desperate to get into a country that is supposed to be a democracy and built upon the plan that this is a melting pot, but they get here and it's a different story, baby, and there are terrible fucking people in this world that will take advantage of them. Every one of those people paid something to get in that truck. They took the money and left them on the side of the road, baby. It's devastating. And then to have my governor tweet about it and blame Biden in his tweet over these deaths. The blood is on Biden's hands. Are you shitting me, you turd of a freaking asshole? You want to politicize something? That's who they are, though. That's who Republicans are right now, and that's what's getting me, is you call yourself a Republican. I consider you a traitor to this country if you still hang on to him. I don't consider you anything but. You are not a fucking American. Quit saying you are. This whole thing is just unraveling, and you're right. The recent decisions out of the court. Where's this country going, baby? You're gonna take your tax
Back to the
dollars?
Stone Age is obviously.
God's in the court.
Theocracy, mate.
There's 10
Theocracy.
judges on that court, and one of them's God. Evidently. Because what do we got here lately? We got public money, your tax dollars, being given to religious schools, and because fair is fair, and we have to give the money out to everybody, no matter what they teach. No bullshit. They got their own money. They take a plate every Sunday. Let's do your own shit out there if you don't want to teach it the way we think it should be taught. Then we find out about the coach up there in West Virginia, where it was, who took a knee on the 50-yard line to pray to his God, and put every other player on that field in a position. Well, are you going to support your coach? Or is everybody going to think you're bad if you don't get out there? No, they all have to get out there and kneel and all this stuff and pray to the holy God up there. But you let a Muslim walk out on that field and put a rug out there and start praying to Allah, I bet that whole crowd would have went ape shit. And then we get the Roe v. Wade thrown in our face. Yeah, separation of church and state's gone, baby. We've got judges on there, that's all they think about. And now you don't think they're going to take everything? Contraception. Can you believe that shit? Contraception. They want you. If you make pokey, baby, there better be a baby there. That's what they want. What are they going to do? Get into your bedroom to see if you're doing something there? Make sure you're not using it. Yes.
They want a large, poor, desperate working base to pull from for their labor pool.
Don't forget the word dumb. They don't want you to deal in politics.
No.
They don't want you to vote. That leaves them in power over your lives. We got to change that, guys.
We only have one shot to do this.
That. Yeah.
That's this time.
If this doesn't help the midterms for the Democrats, I don't know what's going to help, because this is what's come out last night or today, your time, is disgusting. It goes back well before January the 6th. It's a pre-planned coup that there's no doubt that the government, the Department of Justice, has to act.
It was premeditated. This whole thing was planned.
Maybe back to 2016.
Yeah, no doubt. He started that shit back there. If I don't win, they cheated. He started that back in the 2016 race. Let me give a shout out to Michael Johnson, who came in with a $5 donation and said, "Where is the Christian humanity when we lose immigrants in this manner? Fuck Trump and fuck Amy Strong. Who's that?
Yes.
Thank you, Michael Johnson. Yeah, where is that Christian humanity? Oh, that's right. He got paid and then left. That's where it was.
I'd love to see the Chief Justice's confirmation hearing. The guy that came out and said that this Chief Justice Alti, whatever his name is. I wonder if he lied at his confirmation hearing.
Well, I can tell you 3 of them that did recently. It doesn't matter. Lie, cheat, and steal. It's the Republican way of doing it. That's how we got 3 Supreme Court justices there. Lie, cheat, and steal, baby. They stole 2 of them outright.
I want to know the chain of communication as to how Trump knew that there were weapons amongst the protesters. Who told him that? Who told that person that? Where did that information come from to get to Trump?
I understand it was from the officers in the field.
The violence, the very fact that violence is pre-planned.
They had officers down in the rally.
Yes.
And they were reporting in real time to the Secret Service what the hell was going on and who was carrying weapons. They clearly identified,
And when Trump was informed of that, he said it's all right because they're not aiming at him. They're not meaning to do him harm. He wanted it down because of his ego. Inside
the magnetometers, so that his crowd size, because we all know how
baby.
He's so into how big he is, or isn't.
Look how big my crowd is. My crowd.
He needed to have them in there. He wasn't afraid of them turning their guns on him.
No, but he knew the intention of what those guns were going to be used for.
It makes all the violence that follows that from that point premeditated.
You have to ask yourself.
Let's not forget, they had hotel roomes set up at the
They had war rooms, baby.
There are war rooms where, Bannon and his crew. Bannon has been playing this shit for a long fucking time.
Yeah,
He
let's
is not
Bannon.
out of the picture
let's
on
trot
this
his
one.
ass up in front of the judge, man. I'm tired of his ass. If we don't get it, his trial doesn't come up to when? July or August or something.
Meadows knew
Ban in
about
July.
it. Trump knew about it. They
Yes.
all knew
Yes.
there was guns in the audience.
They didn't
Trump
care.
planned it.
They didn't care.
Trump planned it.
Yes.
This wasn't all done by other people in the White House. This has only happened since Trump come along, and it was his plan. I'm getting
The
in.
Proud
I'm not
Boys-
leaving.
Yeah.
The Proud Boys are, what's his name? The dude with Nixon on his back.
Roger Stone.
Roger Stone.
Oh,
Roger
yeah.
Stone's bodyguards.
Ooh.
He knows these people. And Roger Stone was in the war room with Steve Bannon. They knew.
Remind me,
Bannon.
because my mind is slipping right now. Did Stone get a pardon already?
Oh, yes.
Okay, then he's covered. He's
And
covered.
Bannon got one, too.
Well, there you go. There you
That's
go.
we don't know who's got the pardons yet, though, do we? We don't these pocket
I
pardons.
don't
or
think
these
I've
sneaky-
seen
we
Bannon
don't
whip out
know.
a pardon. I think I remember hearing about Roger Stone getting a pardon. But I'm
That's
not.
previous
Roger
crime.
Stone got pardoned. Michael Flynn got pardoned.
Michael
Bannon
Flynn.
got pardoned.
Did y'all see Michael Flynn today?
Manafort got pardoned.
Did y'all
He
see
pleaded the
General
fifth,
Mike
Yeah.
Flynn? If
pleaded the
there-
fifth
we seen him.
when they asked him if he would support a peaceful transition of power,
I take the
and he
fifth.
pleaded the fifth to that.
Are you shitting me?
That's weird.
To that question?
Obama tried to warn them about Michael Flynn.
Yes, he did. Yes,
and
he
Trump
did.
made him his national security
Advisor,
advisor.
indeed.
And James Comey got fired over that shit.
Yep.
Let's go all the way back.
It's all in the book, baby. Let me throw out a few thank yous real quick. I want to thank Nita Parker, who came in with a $5 donation and said, "Are we still doing 2 for Blue? I really want Beto to win Texas." Nita, hey, thank you for the donation here. Donate the Beto direct on his. Yes, darling, I'm juggling things, and I want to do my 2 for Blue, but it requires some things on the computer. Travis has been busy lately, and I am just treading water, baby. But yeah, I have things in the works that we want to get back to and indeed improve upon. And so yeah, you're going to see some changes coming up because we've got to get this shit going. Gene Prim came in with a $5 donation. Thank you very much, Gene. And Philinda I Am came in with a $5 donation. Philinda, thank you very much. I appreciate it tremendously. It's what pays the bills, baby, and I appreciate every dollar that y'all
John, the
put
Feral
together.
Female Society is trying to enter the room to talk.
Well, did you set up the roadblock like I asked you to?
Set up barbed wire.
Huh? You got
Not gonna stop. Not gonna stop them.
Farrell could get through barbed wire like it's nothing.
That's right.
That's why she's called Farrell. Farrell, how are you doing, darling?
I'm doing okay. I just have a quick question for
All right.
anybody that knows the answer to this.
Okay.
Does the Supreme Court have any power over Social Security? Because I was trying to do some research on it, and I keep seeing where the Supreme Court has made rulings about it.
Yeah, that's
but
all
does
they
that
can do.
mean that they could also just go in one day, 6 months from now, and go, oh, no more Social Security, that's it?
No.
No, the Supreme Court can't
Somebody
do
has to
that,
bring
but
it-
the Republicans can.
Yes.
Republicans could. The legislature would have to do that.
Yeah.
The Congress. The Supreme Court can take on cases brought before them. They have the choice whether to take them or not, and decide whether the ruling is constitutional or unconstitutional. That's about it.
That's what
Somebody
the-
could
yeah.
bring a case against Social Security. I don't know who would do that because
Republicans.
I
very unpopular.
Republicans.
In 1960, it was ruled that it's not a right, that Social Security is not a right. That was a Supreme Court ruling on it.
Social Security is a
does that mean
benefit.
that all
and-
they
It's an
have to
it's an
have
entitlement.
is a Republican, somebody to bring it to the Supreme Court, and then they could go, oh, okay, well, it's not right, so
I don't
you
know of
you
a
don't
case
know.
like that yet. I don't
No.
think anybody has brought a case like that. And if they
Well,
could, I
mean,
believe they
I
would.
know that nobody. I mean, I get that nobody's brought a case, but it's something that the Republicans have been bitching about for decades
Well, now the
now.
Republicans want to privatize Social Security.
Yes.
That's what the Republicans want to do. They
And
want
they
to
can
take
do
it out of the
that through
hand.
the legislature.
Yes, they can.
So far, the past Supreme Courts have upheld. It was Cardoza versus someone. It was a 7-2 decision that the Supreme Court upheld that Social Security acts as a proper use of spending power for the general welfare. Justice George Sutherland
For the general
did not
welfare.
dissent.
Wait a minute, I've heard those words.
So 7-2
before.
is a pretty strong
yeah.
decision. This is
In our
old
Constitution.
precedence. 1930, I believe, is when this got upheld. Well, it had to have been after it got established. Because Social Security got challenged right out of the gate.
Yes, it was.
Sad.
So
It's a
it was like
socialist thing, isn't it?
37. They decided 2 cases. One was Stewart Machine versus Davis, and the other was Helbing versus Davis. Both the times the court upheld Social Security was constitutional.
Yes.
So they'd have to go way back to get rid of Social Security.
They don't have
Well,
to get rid of it.
but
They just want to change it. So they can make money off of it.
The Congress would have to do that.
Yeah.
Well, that's
You
that
know,
George Bush Jr. tried to do that already when he wanted to
Social
privatize it.
Security is a one of those evil socialist things, isn't it? It's
Right,
like the
yes.
schools and the police
Yeah,
station.
yeah, it's like
an evil
schools.
thing.
Fire stations, all socialist.
I
shit.
tell you what, some people just don't realise when they've got it good, and when the people who do realise they've got it good, they want it better, and that's the problem. It's called
Can you
greed,
imagine
and that's what's the problem.
Our society
White
without
House.
that safety net of Social Security? Do you know how many people who live strictly on their Social Security? That's
street.
all they get.
I know, as
And
little
live
as
on
it is,
that.
I don't know how they
You
do
take
it.
that away from them, what would happen to our country? All those people would be
Well,
on the street homeless and hungry. And that's
They
okay
don't
with
care,
them.
Con.
What's that?
Or it would fall.
They don't
I mean,
care.
my
No.
situation, I mean, I own the property that I live on outright, so and I can defer the taxes on it so that they just take it after I'm dead. But I live
They
out
will.
here in the middle of nowhere with a bad back. If you can't herd cattle or repair fences or stock a shelf at the Dollar General, there is no money to be made out here.
Selling them cows,
know.
that's it. You better have a
Yeah.
hard time. You probably have a hard time getting them to market nowadays. Let me send out a
Yeah.
few more thank yous. Diana Mallory came in with $5 and said, "Save the ketchup. Lock him up. Thank you, Cassidy Hutchinson. I hope you're under federal protection." I have a feeling she is right now because there's a whole lot of people who are not happy with her, and they're all called scumbags. And Timothy Silva Jr. came in with a $10 donation and said, "New polls show Democrats winning with 48% versus Republican 41%. This can increase or stay the same if we get them out the vote. We can vote out these traitors. Our democracy depends on what we do now." Indeed, Timothy. And that's got to be the core message. The only solution for this is voting.
We keep the House and we get 2 more seats in the Senate. We can then get rid of the filibuster and push through as hard as we like to codify Roe v. Wade, make it a law, force them to challenge the congressional law. Let them see how they do with that. We can then stack the court, and I think that's the only solution left for the Supreme Court.
Right.
Is
You have to.
and I'm sorry, we have to put pressure on all of the Democrats to say, stack this. This is no longer a matter of, I mean, we've seen the first right taken away in my lifetime.
Indeed.
It's long past time that we fix this, correct this error, and I don't care anymore if the Republicans will do it when they get in charge. Well, then let's never let them get in charge again.
Never again.
It's a pretty simple solution to me.
I mean to tell you, I'm looking for something that I have on my pad. Yes,
I think
2
a new
senators.
conservative
Ron
party I'd
Johnson
welcome
up
in.
in Wisconsin. There's one.
Ron Johnson's vulnerable,
Well,
and boy, he should be taken out.
We have a shot.
And then Dr. Oz. We need
Yeah,
to beat
in
Dr. Oz
Pennsylvania.
pretty thoroughly.
If
I
we
think
can't
can
beat
easily
those
do
two
that.
dumbasses, Mr. Ron Johnson up there, who was all willing to slip Mike Pence a letter with all the fake electors in it, and amongst other dumbass shit that he's done, and the legendary Dr. Oz, and who thinks that the Second Amendment is for an over-intrusive government. Put that man in charge and think about January 6th when you do. That's what guns are for an over-intrusive government,
Dr. fucking Oz, he's registered to vote in 2 places, and none of them are where he's trying to be elected. He's in some other state, and in Turkey he can vote, and in some other state that he's not trying to get elected in.
New Jersey.
What a fucking joke.
He was in New Jersey, yeah. He's a resident of New Jersey. He moved over to Pennsylvania. Well, he didn't move there. He moved in with a buddy so he could get the address. He's a carpetbagger. That's what Oz is.
Brings up a good point, too, over in YouTube chat. Val Deming is still looking strong against Rubio, and it would sure be nice to get rid of Rubio.
Marco Rubio, get rid of that.
Florida.
Really. I mean, I think really what we're looking at with what has been in the news here lately and what is still coming with the decisions out of the Supreme Court, with the January 6 hearings, all this information hitting the American public, how can anybody stand up and proclaim themselves a Trump conservative, a Trump Republican? How can they do that? Because
he gave them what they wanted. See, Trump came in saying that if he was to be able to sit anybody on the Supreme Court, he would definitely pick candidates that were against Roe.
Yeah,
and
that was his intent.
He wanted to undo Roe. That gave them the okay to say, okay, this is Mitch McConnell's 40-year wet dream come true. Okay, first of all. And that's why they back him. It doesn't matter what he does. It doesn't matter how illegal he is. It doesn't matter what crimes he commits.
Nope.
Just so long as they get what they want. They got their taxes, and they got Roe overturned. And that's what the Republicans have been wanting for a long time.
He's going to put judges on the court that will overturn Roe v. Wade. That's what he said.
Is the probably David would know this, the Beast, is that got a video camera in it? Hasn't that got a video?
I would imagine.
Yeah, but all that it probably does, but all of that would be very classified.
Very classified, yeah.
Absolutely.
What I'm saying is, I would love to see the video of Trump attacking the driver.
Yeah,
I would love to see that.
When that video will come forward is the moment they try to challenge it in court that she was lying. You'll see that video get unclassified pretty quick.
I'm waiting for the guy who's doing the documentary on them.
Yes.
And they're trailing them. And in the room, the fly in the room.
The Guardian report.
I can't wait to see that shit.
The whole.
That was a vanity project set up by Kushner.
Again.
And.
Of course.
For his own little pleasure, for his ego.
Vanity project.
This is how
it may burn him bad.
It
may burn him real bad.
Oh,
because you know what narcissists do, and God, if that's not a family of narcissists, they talk, they brag about the things they're doing that are bad.
Well, that's been the secret of Trump the whole time. Is he'll tell you what he's doing.
Trump
He'll do it right in front of you.
Secret about anything that he was doing. It was right there in public. Yep. We watched it.
And they claim he didn't do it. You know, it's just cliche him. That's what he's always done. You know,
Media Main said something funny about that too. He said I would have done a brake check in the car. Yeah, that would be a good time for a brake check.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. President, sir, you should have had your seatbelt on.
Knock your chin on that. I'm sorry, sir. And then hit the gas and slam the brake again.
Can you imagine the smear mark Trump's face would leave against the windshield, though? That'd be gross. Big orange smear.
That act in itself. He's, 25th Amendment should have been enacted long before that incident. But if nothing spoke louder to somebody who was deranged and off the rail and just hell bent.
He should have been convicted of both impeachments.
He should have been.
Yes.
He should have
been.
Would
be he now?
I'll give the Republicans the first one. They wanted to kiss his ass, but the second one, come on. It was right there in front of God and everybody. We all saw what happened. But they gave him that out. And that's why he's still out there today raising his army.
Doing what he's doing.
Doing what he's doing right now. And now he's out there talking about Cassidy Hutchinson. I didn't know her. She wanted a job at Mar-a-Lago and I said no, so she's angry. It's the same
This is
typical
what he does
bullshit.
to everybody. The
Everybody.
first thing is he denies knowing you.
As soon
when
as you
you've been
don't
hanging
kiss
out
his
in his
ass.
circle. Yeah.
Under the bus
know?
you go. You know, here it comes. Oh, look out. Oh, shit. Run over by a bus.
This man needs to be in jail.
Now, what are we waiting on now? Jim Jordan?
I have no idea.
Scott Perry?
And this thing about we don't prosecute former presidents, fuck that.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
This man needs to go to jail.
Criminals get prosecuted.
If we do not prosecute him, what does that say about our justice system? If the whole country can be witness to a crime and he walks?
Jim Jordan was losing it on Twitter when the hearing was going on.
Was he?
Saying about no one watching it. And it's funny because
Really?
I happen to notice, wow, Jim, they're mentioning your name a lot today, aren't they? Are you real nervous, Jim?
Nobody watching. Is that what he commented?
There's nobody watching this. There were over, more people watched it than had watched the World Series.
I'm sure in his world, not many were. Not many, Fox News ain't covered. As a matter of fact, Sean Hannity was highlighted today. You think they're going to cover that shit? No. I'm sure they're going with the 50-foot shark again or something. I don't know. They'll have some bullshit on besides what
Fox News has something to answer for. Fox News is one of those that needs to be addressed because
they need to be held accountable for what they're doing.
They have caused a lot of problems for Americans, and they're not just spreading propaganda; they are antagonizing people. They are lying about people. I mean, as much as I hate these news shows, MSNBC and CNN would not make false statements about people. Fox make false statements that are obviously false and lies, and they get away with it.
MSNBC and CNN at least come out with corrections when they do make mistakes.
Correct.
Fox News is not a news channel.
They are not a news organization. They are listed as an
right.
entertainment corporation. They are not a news organization.
Either way, they need to be held accountable for their part in supporting.
This is why they're not held accountable, Ozzy, is because they're not a news source.
But they're spreading lies.
They can.
It's just commentary. They have their First Amendment right to commentary. They're just commenting on what they think.
I understand.
But it's just another slimy, disgusting way to circumvent what you're doing, just like Trump does.
The way to hurt Fox is money. It's in their pocketbook.
Yeah.
It's to turn viewers away from them and the sponsors away from them, or it's one of the reasons they're so nervous about the Dominion lawsuits, to sue them out of existence. They're very much still on edge about that.
I'm led to believe in America, Fox, when you walk into a supermarket or walk into wherever you walk into in your shopping centres, that most places have a TV running in the background, and I'm led to believe they're mainly set on Fox.
Not supermarkets, but dentist office, little private offices, small office spaces.
I can tell you down here in South Texas, which is big in oil and gas, anywhere you walk into I don't care if it's a drilling location, an oil company office, a tool company office. I don't give a shit where you go in the oil field. Fox News is on the station, baby. Every drilling rig I ever went to, you walk into the tool pusher's office, the company man's office, there's Fox.
I got a news flash for everybody.
What?
Facebook is not news.
No. No, Facebook is not news. It is entertainment. I get a lot of entertainment off of it. I like to look at the memes. I post my view on there, and we have a large following on Facebook. I'm thankful for that. And it's where a lot of people still meet to talk. And but you have to be careful on Facebook.
It's where a lot of people think that they're getting news, and it's not news.
You can't get news off Facebook, but you can get a lead to the news. If you see something on Facebook, and you go, wow, look at this shit. This is something. Check it out. Turn right over and Google it,
But people don't do that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't, but it will stop you from looking like an idiot.
They take it as that's the golden rule.
Yeah.
Oh, I got my news from Facebook. Well, you're a fucking idiot.
I get inspiration from Facebook sometimes. Let me see. I just got one the other day. What was it? It'll come to me in about 5 minutes, I think. I don't know. Oh.
Well,
No, this meme was in our Discord chat, and somebody said, this is not a Christian nation. We have a lot of Christians in this country, but we're not a Christian nation. We also have a lot of assholes in this country, but we don't call ourselves the asshole country. You know, who put that? Ardessa, I think. I think it was Ardessa that put that in there. I got a chuckle out of that. You know, and it's funny little quips like that that'll make you think. You know, we do have a lot of assholes in this country, and they have a right to be. I bet you other
countries are calling us a shithole country.
A lot of them probably are. We're not the shining city on the hill that Ronald Reagan said we were. We have a lot of faults in this country, and especially right now, the world is looking at us. What is America going to do, baby? We're being shown on national TV. We're having hearings where witnesses are saying that your previous president. Yeah, I bet you could, Dave.
America to the world has been one of those that, like the Statue of Liberty, that holds a candle up or the beacon up and says. Right. You know, this is the place of freedoms and rights and justice for all. And when you don't deliver in your own state or country what you're preaching to the rest of the world, yes, the rest of the world's going to say, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
You're telling us, you know, this is the way to do it. This is how you have a good government.
Didn't Donnie spend his whole time talking about he was the law and order president?
Yes, he did. He did.
Well,
and we go, what the fuck?
Let's have a little law
We
and
do
order.
say, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on?
That's why we have to do something. He cannot survive this. He has to be held accountable to this.
Yeah.
You know, if we don't, it says more about us than him. If we allow this to get by, if we do not prosecute him for his crimes, then aren't we as guilty? In the death
We've made
of democracy?
our minds up. Fascism has taken over America, and I'm sorry to say it's already there. Yeah.
And it can't be called anything else. That's exactly what Donnie and the Republicans want. A fascist government, baby. They're not interested in your social problems. They have corporations and businesses that need money. And that's what it will be done. But it comes with the assistance. Remember the quote, fascism comes to America waving a flag and holding the Bible. The key to fascism is not only to make yourself look patriotic. It is to appeal to a godly mission that God endorses them. No, he doesn't. Get him on the fucking talk show. I want to hear it.
Well, fascism came to America waving a Bible and hugging a flag.
There you go.
Ew.
You is right. We've seen Donnie hug the flag. It's not
yes, he did. More than once.
So, yeah. But that's the sell. And it's easy to sell. All they have to do is sell bumper stickers, baby. God bless America. You know, take me with the rapture. All sorts of shit. You know, to sell an evil idea. And good Americans will go right along with it. It takes courage to stand up against that. That's why I'm thankful for what we got here. We got 157 people watching right now. Thank you for your courage, for standing up for this shit. Standing up against it, to say we will not tolerate this. Thank you to everybody who stands up, who is involved in either this show, another show. I don't care whose voice you're listening to. There are some fantastic people out here trying to push this message of we have to move forward. So I encourage you to listen to all of them, baby. You know, there is. I'm letting something else creep in my head. Somebody help me get that out of there. So, what are y'all doing today? Do anything interesting?
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to myself. I went out and I shot and screamed for 59 seconds.
It's this. You have to make an example of. I'm not going to say Trump. I'll just say you have to make an example of all these arseholes that try to overturn your country. Otherwise, we all know it will be attempted and may succeed the next time. And DeSantis,
they're counting on.
If that was DeSantis in January the 6th and not Trump, I think it may have worked for him. It may have been done, if they just cleaned up their act a little bit and were a bit smarter, like DeSantis, they may have got away with it. They may have got away with it. So you're lucky it was Trump and not DeSantis.
That's true.
Yeah, but the next one we're not going to get so lucky at.
No, you won't. No.
Let me put out
They've
a public
learned by these
service
mistakes.
announcement.
Because they've been given the playbook on how to get away with this shit.
Yeah, they've already had practice. They didn't make it this time. They'll make it next time.
But they will do it again.
Yes.
Make
I
no
tell
doubt.
you, he is
This
not
was
out there
a-
holding rallies. He's out there trying to rally an army. That's what he wants. He wants people that will take up arms for him. I have no doubt about it. That's where he goes.
And
Because
he's
there
got
ain't no
those
other way for
people.
him to get it.
He's got those people.
Yes.
Stand back and stand by.
Yeah. Stand back and stand by. And we've
Yeah,
seen
you're
him.
right.
Let me put out a quick public service announcement here to remind everybody that Virginia Whitley just put out in the comments that she will be doing her Ginger's Rant show tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time on Facebook. So if you get a chance, stop by and hear Virginia use her voice. Anyway, we have a lot of...
When's the next hearing?
right now, I would imagine next month, the middle of next month. Unless, you know...
They
And
discover something else.
there's a possibility of unless, because if you don't think that today's testimony didn't shake a few trees out there today,
Oh, certainly.
and we're not talking specifically, the congressman and all that shit, but what about aides, just like this lady, just like Cassidy, she's not Mark Meadows, but she was Mark Meadows' aide. How about the aide,
brave
to
woman.
Jim Jordan, or Scott Perry? Or others that were in the
Jared
room.
Kushner.
Yeah, Jared.
Jared Kushner.
Let's get all those people, because that's how they find the information. If those at the top won't give it to them, they start at the bottom, baby. Who was in the room with you? Well, let's talk to all those people. And eventually, just like Cassidy Hutchinson, the truth is going to come
They have
out.
interviewed thousands of witnesses. They're coming with the receipts.
Yeah, they have evidence.
This woman's starting. She's going to start an avalanche. I hope. She's a brave woman. She's a very brave woman, and all credit to her that she said she's a Republican, but she's honouring the Constitution and the country. And that's
all of them that has
None
testified
of
have been
these people
Republican.
are fucking heroes, and they shouldn't be played up as heroes. We are almost 2 years out from this shit going down, and none of them has stepped up willingly and come forth willingly. They all have been subpoenaed.
She didn't volunteer any of this information.
No,
she was
she
forced to. Now, good on her for following the law. Good on her for that.
I think it's that creeping uphill
Nothing
things. They learn stuff from lower echelon people and work their way
Oh,
up.
absolutely.
And that's probably what happened with I'm going to give her kudos for the courage that she did in doing what she did today.
You know what? By the time this is all said and done, they're not going to need Mark Meadows because they will have shit from Mark Meadows. They're not going to need Donald Trump because they will have his shit too. Okay?
Or any of the other ones. Anybody
and
that was connected.
Let's not forget that this committee has no prosecutorial function whatsoever. They can only make recommendations.
They can make a recommendation to the Department of Justice, but it's up to the Department of Justice. And I do believe they've stepped up their game. And I think we've seen that here lately with the
seizing of Eastman's phone.
Seizing Eastman's phone and what's his name's apartment being searched, house being searched.
Something more now is going on. They're not going to tell us.
Yeah, but I feel like I get this feeling that there's almost this sense of a challenge between the committee and the DOJ. Who's going to get the information out? Who's going to do what first?
Oh, no.
It's almost like they're on they're competing to get something.
No.
Now,
They're working together. They're working together.
The DOJ wants the committee's work because they're in the process of prosecuting people already. And the committee has evidence against those people.
The committee is saving.
They want the committee's work.
The committee is saving the DOJ a lot of time, of time, and man hours and things like that. So what? It's trust me, it's not adversarial. It's not competitive.
But the DOJ should have been, having their own investigation going on instead of relying on the committee to hand shit over. They don't
may.
have to.
They don't have to tell us if they do. That's the thing. They may have that.
Yeah, I'm sure that they
well
do.
could.
They can't go to court without doing investigations. Come on.
What they need to start doing is realizing the political ramifications of what's going on. That if they don't do this with, if they harm the Democrats,
don't do it expeditiously.
Stay too quiet. They'll be shut down.
Then they can accuse it of, if it gets too close to the election time, they'll be accused of doing it politically.
Right.
That's why it needs to be coming out as soon as possible. If there's charges coming out of DOJ, they need to act pretty soon, because we don't need this bullshit during the election. This country is at a crossroads, baby. It depends on this election coming up. This has turned into probably the most crucial election in my lifetime, and I will go all the way back to Nixon as a voter. You know, I've been in this shit for a long time.
Right, John, it is.
I think it is.
Who sits in the House and who sits in the Senate and who sits in all these legislatures across this country
are going to make a serious change in this country. And we're seeing what that can look like. If we
and all of this should motivate all of us
everyone
to get out to the polls and convince somebody else to get out to the polls too.
Oh, look, I'm not paying attention. Look, there is Diana
Could
Mallory.
you imagine?
You've
got Diana.
I just caught Diana, and let's get Diana Mallory. How are you, darling? Are you there?
She's muted.
She's got her mic muted. Diana Mallory, bequeather the gong in Secret Squirrels.
Hello.
How are you doing, darling?
Didn't realize my mic was muted. Sorry.
That's all right.
I'm doing just fine. How y'all doing?
Hanging in there, baby, like a hair in a biscuit. We ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
What are your thoughts today? Okay.
My thoughts today go towards the end of the hearing.
Right.
When they came out with the mob-like threats they wouldn't name names.
Yep.
But you could read into it, and I noticed you guys haven't even touched on that subject. But isn't that tampering with a witness? Or
I believe it is, Diane. I believe you're right. That is witness tampering. And that was just a teaser today.
Yep.
And it was done intentionally. That's what I mean. A lot of pressure right now on a lot of high-ranking individuals, a lot of people, a lot of congressmen. Pressure on congressmen right now to step up and do the right thing. And I wonder who that was, Diana, when he said, I have a friend that's watching you. I wonder what friend that was. You know, that intimidation.
I don't know, but I got a feeling we're going to be hearing a lot more about that.
I think today's testimony is going to spur a whole lot more people to step forward, because they can easily see their ass getting in the crack. Huh?
Can you expand on that? Can you expand on that? For us in the other countries, I didn't see what Diana was saying. Can you make it a bit clearer what happened?
I'm sorry, Dave. I
was
reading a comment that just came in. Say that again.
Well, I just asking that for the people in the rest of the world, what Diana was mentioning. Not sure about what you're talking about. Can you clarify what you're talking about, Diana?
Yeah, go ahead, Diana.
Towards the end of the hearing, Liz Cheney was talking, and she came out with messages that some witnesses, she wouldn't name what witnesses, she wouldn't name where the messages came from, but she read the messages that pertain to the witnesses, telling them in a mob-like way, you know, I have a friend that's going to be watching you and know that you're going to be loyal.
Yeah. We know you're going to do the right thing.
Yes. And remain loyal.
There was extreme pressure put on some witnesses to say, you know, we need you to lie. That's what they were saying. I mean, but it's threats. Let's not forget
that Donald Trump has dangled pardons in front of anybody and everybody.
Yep.
To get them to lie for him.
He said the other day, if he gets presidency again, he'll pardon everybody convicted of January 6 crimes. He said the other day he's handing out pardons to everybody. I'm waiting to see if he's got one in his back pocket for himself. I really do. And that'll test the Constitution, maybe. That's going to be a test. If he did, I don't think he can.
Well, you know, I wonder if a pardon has been issued by a criminal for other criminals to commit criminal acts to aid the criminal that issues the pardon, where those pardons are criminally
Oh,
legal.
what a nasty web we weave, huh? Just what you in your yes. Yes, it goes like that. Let's get Ed in the room. Ed Bately, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
How you doing, brother?
Doing great.
We got a full room tonight, man. I'm telling you, outstanding. So, Ed, what do you think about today's entertainment for the masses today?
Better than soap operas and talk shows. I'll tell you that.
I mean, to tell you,
I want to say
drama.
Dave.
Go ahead.
See, Dave, at least you don't have to deal with a Supreme Court in your country.
Yeah.
No.
Y'all don't have one.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. Because your Supreme Court has been politicized, and that's a very dangerous situation for you guys as well.
Yes, it is.
It's not only been politicized. It is now part of the religious cult. Yeah, I'm trying to search for the word that's appropriate to use there.
Democracy.
Theocracy?
Theocracy. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, that's entered our court. So, where do we go with that? You know, I'm quite disturbed at what the court is doing.
We go by electing the right people presidents, because elections have consequences.
It's not only president. We need the Senate. We need the Senate to codify law.
The Senate gave high hopes for all these motherfuckers, and 3 of them sat up there and lied to them straight to their faces.
Yeah. The key is the
They
Senate.
should be impeached, but impeachment is a political tool. That's not going to happen.
No. This needs to.
And Biden is not going to
the only answer to this is
grow
a
the court.
judicial one.
He's not going to expand the court at all, because that's never been his agenda.
Then we primary him and get rid of him. I don't think we're to that point yet.
Says it's a theocratic corporate kleptocracy. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Let me thank Michael Johnson,
of it.
who came in with a $5 donation and said he would fight a circular saw running backwards to fight fascism. And he says, fuck Trump and fuck Abbott. Scabbit. I like that. I'm going to use that. Scabbit. He is a scab. He's a fucking sore on Texas. I swear my state has
Real
taken
life
it on the
stinky,
chin, man.
really.
You know,
What's that?
my state is really testing my loyalty
Texas is a fucked up
to
state.
Texas, baby. I'm
Texas
telling
is
you, man.
fucked.
I know Texas is better than this. I've seen it better than this. We used to be blue. We used to be a democratic state until the right-wing nut job society moved in, took control, and gerrymandered the shit out of this state. And ever since then, we've had nothing but a bunch of lying, suck-ass Republicans who would do anything, sell their mother. They don't really give a shit. Gave us
I
Louis
miss Governor
Gomar.
Richards.
Yeah. Oh, I miss Ann
Hey,
Richards.
John,
Yes. Yes.
didn't Texas take a vote or something to secede from the United States?
It is in the Republican platform for Texas Republicans to secede from the Union. And nothing screams.
Hasn't Texas been trying to succeed since they got in the fucking
There
union?
is an argument that the Texas Constitution was written in a way that gave the option for Texas to secede from the Union anytime. I don't know what that is. I've heard that story. I haven't looked it up, so I can't tell you. But I don't really give a shit. I always say to anybody that says that Texas ought to succeed, if you live in this state, quit calling yourself an American. Take down your American flag and just go. I don't know. It's a bunch of idiots. Like that's the answer. That Texas just becomes its own country. You know, we have our own power grid. Yeah, and what kind of shape is that in? Not very good. You know, it's the willingness in this country and in this state. I'm sorry, for a bunch of red nut fucking idiots to gather together and think that they're, you know, I don't know. I'm losing my thought because I get pissed at this.
Did anyone see that OAN reporter point at a rally or somewhere, a cafe, I don't know where it was. A lot of people were around, and she had the microphone, and she's pointing up at the gay flag, which was mounted below the American flag, and she had a fit. She was spewing that we come to this shit and abusing the flag and saying this is crap. Did you see that?
No, I
Real
didn't.
Karen moment.
But it sounds like something what you'd see on OAN.
Oh, it's on YouTube, and it's on the damage report. She basically went off her fucking nut for about 2 minutes, saying this is
Because
outrageous.
there was a pride flag.
Yes, there's a gay pride flag up, mounted on a pole.
Right.
I strongly suspect a certain amount of alcohol was involved too.
Jesus.
Yeah, I say something.
Go ahead.
Right
She
has
was a
gone
reporter.
nuts.
Go ahead, Ed.
Right has gone nuts since Obama was president.
Yeah.
Right
Yes.
wing have gone absolutely mixed nuts.
They've shown themselves to
Yep.
be who they are.
Yep.
Bigoted, racist, misogynistic assholes. That's who they've become. But the problem is they're proud of that. They wear it like a badge of honor. And it's reflecting in our politics. It's reflecting in our law. It's reflecting from the Supreme Court. This is we have to fix this
The simple
shit.
fact is that there's more of us than there are of them.
Indeed.
And all we have to do is motivate these 100 million people that don't vote to get out and vote.
This has to
because
be
it is in their best interest to do so.
The last chance, I think.
Can I change directions to a funny direction for a minute?
sure.
Did anyone see the vicious assault on Rudy Giuliani?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
did.
yeah.
The vicious
Poor
attack.
thing.
I'm telling you, man, it was horrific. The impact must have been enough to, I don't know, swat a fly.
Felt like a bullet.
Nice thing. I was watching this going,
Jason
okay, so
Malone, are you fucking,
the
get
defense is
fuck
going to be
out of
able to
here,
use
you
the tape
troll.
of what happened for defense.
Huh?
I was saying, I was watching this tape going, what you're saying, Rudy, your words are going to be used by the defense to get this guy off.
He said it was painful. It was very
Like a
painful.
boulder hitting him.
Really?
Like
Really?
a truck hitting me.
That-
He had to hold himself from falling forward.
He was going to get checked for internal injuries.
Is showing himself to be exactly who he has turned into. A disgusting little slug of a man who is desperate for any attention. He needs money out the wazoo. He's getting sued by everybody. I think his ass is going to jail sometime or another. Rudy's pitiful. So anything that he can do to... Oh, it's just sad. It's sad. Hey, Leo Sahaki, I see you out there, brother. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Take care of yourself, man.
The trouble is, these guys, all these assholes are in their late 70s and that, and half of them might not see a court before they end up, passing away, which is sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm led to believe Trump's not well. I mean, there's rumours in Australia that there's a few news stations that are saying Trump's unwell. Reports are he's got low blood pressure, and he's been fainting.
If there's a God out there. I'm just saying. If
Maybe
there's
he's
a
the
God.
real life
Look,
antichrist.
George is getting up his atheism.
You want me to give up my atheism? Prove it.
It could also
All
be
I can say is he's the real life antichrist. That's all I can tell you.
it could also be that he's preparing his criminal defense.
He is
Correct. Too unwell. Like
I'm
Nixon
too
did.
unwell to serve time or
I don't think
attend
he's
trial
done.
right now.
I think he's going to keep pushing he was cheated out of the election. He's still the president. Come with me and let's storm the Capitol again. That's what he's going to keep selling. He's not about to admit to shit. Nothing.
No.
He never has.
He's a sociopath.
Yes.
He's a sociopath.
Yes, he's concerned with nothing but his image, his persona that he tries to imagine in his head of who he is. It's a sickening story to watch. About a third of our country stand behind such a disgusting piece of crap, and a man who is obviously nothing but but a lie and cheat.
But understand why they did, John.
Because that's who they are.
Because he gave them the reversal of Roe, and that's what they wanted. They've been wanting that for a long fucking time.
So we fix that. Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We fix that by taking the Senate with enough power to codify a federal law guaranteeing women the right to abortions. That's how we fix that.
Should have
But
been
they're not
fixed
going to.
for the last
It's
5
up to us,
decades.
baby.
It should have been fixed. It should have been
It's up
fixed
to
already.
us.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
If we elect
You
enough
should've-
Democrats, it can happen. As a matter of fact,
Elect the
Now
Democrats.
they
and
ought to
insist
do
they
away
act
with the
upon it.
fucking filibuster and do it now.
Always remember the
They're
follow
not-
through.
They're not going to do it.
No.
Elect them, then pressure them. Just because once get them in office, that's only half the battle. You got to lean into them.
Lean into them, and we
You
can't.
need to do this now.
You need to write your congressman, your senator. I don't give your
Yeah.
governor. I don't give a shit who it is. Pick everybody on the fucking list. Make it a chain letter.
I believe
Let your-
Bernadette has a phone number she keeps handy. Do you have it there, Bernadette?
No pressure.
Yeah.
Not putting you in the spotlight.
Hold
Sorry.
a minute. I'll get it for you.
Yeah, I knew she would.
I'll be right back.
I knew I could still count on that.
I am so sorry.
It's all right.
You need a cough button,
Of
mate.
course, when I want to
It's not the Cavendish, so.
call them, I call 202-224-3121.
There you go. Could you repeat
And
that?
Number.
that'll get you to the Capitol switchboard, and you just ask for your senator or your House representative, and they'll switch you right over to that office. 202-224-3121.
Gary Spring just
Call
put in the
them.
chat.
Put it-
Call 1-800-FUCK-TRUMP. That's 202-224-3121.
Yep.
Thank you, David Billings. Put it right there in the chat for everybody. That is the line. Use it. It's not like they're
Use
going to
it.
track you down for making a phone call, baby. That's your constitutional.
This is how
your-
It's
your
easy to
voice
use.
can
This
be
is-
heard to your elected representative.
That's right.
Call them.
This-
they work for
this
you.
is a
It your
representative
taxpayer
government.
dollars
They work
that
for you.
gives that pays these people. And trust me, they got Obamacare. They got everything about Obamacare. Do you?
Mm-mm-mm. I'm
No.
telling you.
Call them.
Thank you. Leo Sahaki put it out there again. 202-324-2121. Those numbers will get you to this, and then you can ask for your individual congressman or senator. The message will get there, baby. And if there's enough messages out there, those people take heed. They notice, because we're the people that vote for them. Flood their ass with letters. Let them know what you think about the
Yeah, you
Supreme
can-
Court
you
decision,
can-
about this January 6th committee. There's plenty of
You
topics
can
here.
leave a message at the Capitol switchboard, and you should call your local number where they are in your state.
And let me
Call
tell you,
them.
talking
And
about
leave
local
a
numbers,
message on both places.
the most important thing, one of the most important things you could do right now, if you are so inclined, and I encourage you to do this, this is a simple thing that all of us can do, is contact, go to your phone book, look it up on Google, whatever it takes, your local Democratic Party headquarters, and call them. Call them. Get involved in your local government. That's how it all happens. This is how it all works. One of our Blue Dots, Johnny Fly, is known for the fact that he went, he called, he got involved, and he's so thankful he did. And it doesn't mean that you have to go knock on doors or go do this particular chore or that. There are a lot of things that can be people can do within an organization in a campaign to help get the word out and get voters to the polls. And so I encourage you, look up your local Democratic headquarters, give them a call. You're going to make new friends, new people, and get involved in new things. It's one of those things that you can do to really make an impact, and it will make you feel so much better about being involved in this whole process. Look at those ladies who worked the polls down there in Georgia. The courage it took for them to do their job and what they had to do, go through for doing the work of the American people. I'm proud of what's her name, Lady
Ruby.
Lady Ruby. Lady Ruby
Yeah,
and her
Lady
daughter.
Ruby.
You know, they're an inspiration. I feel bad that they have had to go through what they have had to endure.
And today is primary day, and if you're on the West Coast, you still have time. Colorado's still open. But New York, Oklahoma, Colorado, and Illinois have primaries today. And runoffs in Mississippi and South Carolina.
So yeah, I'll be
Can
checking
I
out.
ask? Can I ask a question
I
about?
hope that you went out and voted today.
What's that, Dave?
I just want to ask a question. We're back to Miss. I think her name is Hutchinson or Hutchins.
Yes,
The woman that-
Hutchinson.
Yep. Don't those aides or assistants sign a non-disclosure, an NDC, whatever they are, so they can't talk about what they hear?
It doesn't count law breaking.
Yeah, as soon as you get subpoenaed to get that information up, yeah, NDA is gone.
Yeah, that's gone. That's out the window. If they're breaking the law, then
you're breaking the law.
Yeah.
I was just amazed that someone made a comment on NSNBC, and they said that the problem is that these politicians, and a lot of them that are self-involved, they tend to talk a lot about things they shouldn't talk about in front of the hired help, like assistants, plumbers, electricians that are working in the offices or whatever. They seem to assume that they're on their own. It's a common thing. So there's a lot of people that may have heard a lot of stuff as well. And
it is putting a lot of pressure on a lot of aides, a lot of people who work within the halls of Congress that know what was going on within their office. I'm sure Jim Jordan's staff should be thinking real hard about what they want to involve themselves with.
That's what I was getting to. All these people involved, these Jim Jordans, now all these staff members would know everything. And you know, the NDA, I was wondering if that was stopping them from coming forward, or if they've ignored subpoenas, or they may be.
I'll give you an extreme example. The extreme example is this: my boss makes me sign an NDA to work for him. He then murders someone in front of me. My NDA doesn't allow me to say anything about the murder, according to him. But according to the law, that NDA is nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
At that point.
That's
can't protect from a crime.
And you also have to remember that the J6 committee has interviewed thousands of people.
Oh God, yeah.
So we're
thousands
not done,
of people.
Baby. And
we're not done.
And those thousands of people, that's what I mean by they don't need to get Mark Meadows to say anything. They got Cassidy Hutchison to say it and verify what he was doing. And just like others within the halls of Congress, there are staff members who, if they continue to not come forward, will by default make themselves complicit in the crimes of their boss. If they knew what was going on, if Jim Jordan's chief of staff knew what was going on, knew that what was happening was illegal, is he going to ride it out with Jim? You know, there are a lot of lower echelon people that need to stand up, do the right thing now, because if not, you're just tying yourself to their shit.
I think there has been a lot of. I think they've already stood up, and that's why they can call these people like Mark Meadows and Steve Bannon and all the rest of them. That in Eastman, you know, a lot of Eastman's text messages and emails were given to Mark Meadows, and Mark Meadows, you know, he gave a lot of information, over 900 pages of information to the J6 committee already. So they have that information, they have the receipts, and that's why these presentations have been so slick, because they could come out and say for sure this is what happened. And if you watch the timelines of how they put things together and who did what at what time, there's a lot of information in there. And they didn't get it from the top of the crew that don't want to come in and testify. They got it from somewhere else. They got it from those aides.
And it's all gonna roll that
their
way.
Emails.
We're gonna see other officers, like I said, Jim Jordan, Scott Perry, others, that are going to find themselves in a position of what do you do? Are you going to stand up and do the right thing, or are you going to be proven to be the scum that you work for? Hey, Bernadette.
Yes.
Do you remember what the number was when we started a little while ago, and I said how many views I had on TikTok on that video? What do we have? Like, did I say like 3,000?
Yeah, right around there.
Yes, yeah. When you said while you were live, they were about 3,000 people on. Afterwards, it was closer to 600 or something like that.
Well, we now have 17.8 thousand views on it on TikTok.
Nice.
Yeah,
In that
good
little
job.
time, and we picked up another 200 subscribers and a whole bunch more likes. So
See,
yeah,
the word is getting out there. And John, on every last single one of those videos, you need to be telling people to make sure that you're registered to vote.
I should.
Come November.
I got to
Yes,
get
you
into
should.
this. Now I've got to get used to TikTok because it's a good tool. While I'm live, I think there is something coming up on the screen that is telling me that either somebody wants to talk to me or duet me or something, and I can't see it because the iPad is far enough away to make the picture good, but it's so far that I can't see the pop-up comments or what the hell is on the screen outside. I know it's me because I'm live. I got to figure out how to use TikTok in a more
You need another big screen TV thing next.
Oh, yeah.
You don't. We're seriously, some of
Dave,
these
wait.
other guys.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them here. This screen has 2 windows. This one has 1, this one has 1, and this one has 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows open right now.
What you need is a couple more sets of eyeballs.
I
That's
need
what
more
you need.
eyeballs is what I need.
Yes.
What I need. Travis, bless his heart, he's got some projects going on, and I'm trying really hard not to bother him because he works pretty hard until Rose comes home, and then he wants to be with Rose, and I don't want to. Anyway, I just need to learn to be a little more technological savvy with shit.
Yes.
So. But I'm trying.
Yeah,
man.
you'll
I'm
get
trying.
there. You'll get there.
Oh yeah. Well, it's. I'm more tickled. You know, when I look at that 17,000 views, I'm not thinking, oh, look at me. I got. No, that's 17,000 people that took the time to participate in our political discord in some minor way, and that means that might be somebody involved in the system. It might be somebody who's encouraged more to go out and vote. I don't care what it is. The more numbers is the more people to reach, and the more possibility that we encourage one more person to get their ass to the poll. Because it's about numbers, baby.
Yep.
And this
Can
election,
I get your views on something?
Sure.
You, as Bernadette brought up before, the police were surveilling the crowd on January the 6th. The police seen outside the area where the magnetrons were all these other people they were carrying Glock handguns and AR-15s, or 1 or 2 of those were sighted. They were talking to each other on the radio saying, eyeballs on this guy, he's got this, eyeballs on these people, they got these weapons. But yet, there was still not enough police at the Capitol. Now, who did that come down to? Because well before the riot started, the police were talking over the radio, and they knew that the crowd was armed, and the Proud Boys and all that.
I believe that was Secret Service,
That
not
was
the police.
Secret Service, Ozzy.
Yeah.
Not
Was
the
it?
Capitol
Okay.
Police.
Thank you, Gary.
But still they were
blew up.
under. They were looking for bodies to stack, meaning their talk for more defence workers. But they're still, they knew they were coming. I'm just wondering whose fault is that? Now, the other side's saying it's Nancy Pelosi's fault. Well, I don't think she has anything to do with that.
No. If anybody, and it needs to be looked at, it is the lack of security around the Capitol, considering what some people knew were going to happen. Now, either some people were kept in the dark and did not know or did not anticipate that violence that day, or there were other people that knew and intentionally.
Well, here's my point.
Yeah.
Here's my point. I do recall a long time ago, and we talked about it on the show, that Trump had a meeting with someone I'm not sure who it was. It was someone in the Defense Department.
Right.
On January the 5th, about
Right.
the National Guard not being called, and if they are called, they are there to help and defend the protesters and not the Capitol. They were not to be armed, and they could only have soft protection. Do you remember that meeting?
I do. I've heard that part of that story. I haven't heard the whole thing, but yes.
I remember it.
Yeah.
But it's not been brought up. It's not been brought up in all of this shit.
We have 187 minutes that has not been brought to public yet, and Liz Cheney is like stuck on white on rice on that part of this event. Was what was he doing for that 187 minutes? And that's when Mike Pence got involved and called the National Guard. Called the Defense Department,
because Trump
wouldn't leave the Capitol for fear of looking like the vice president was running away, probably scared for his life. Trump wasn't doing shit, and that's also where this documentary is going to pick up and say, this is what he was doing for those 187 minutes.
Right, but my point is that Trump knew what was going to happen.
Trump
he knew
knew
that
everything.
it was going to be, because he proved it by that meeting, by telling the guy, whoever it was, the Secretary of Defense, that the National Guard is not to be armed, no batons, no guns. They can only have light defense and to stand
in gas.
You know, in gas. But the thing is, Trump on January the 5th knew that they were going to be at that point, that where they need the National Guard. He knew the Guard was going to be needed, and yet they still weren't called anyhow, were they?
Not until Mike Pence
let's not
did.
forget that he put out a message for them to come. Come to January 6th. It's going to
It'll be
wild.
big. Yeah.
It'll be wild.
It was all the way through it, even through the chance of hanging Mike Pence. He's putting out text messages saying that Mike Pence doesn't have enough courage. He's encouraging the crowd. He is in full.
And he deserves it.
Doesn't lie.
Yes,
it
that he
doesn't
deserves
lie.
it. No, his actions.
Lie.
No. He had full
even
intent.
Bannon on his show was saying on the day before, it's going to be wild, it's going to be big, it's going to be a lot of shit
Everybody
happening
knew
on that day.
So the question of why wasn't there more security is a very valid question. Why wasn't there more security without as
let's
many
not
people?
forget from the previous sessions of these hearings that the Proud Boy, by the time Trump spoke, the Proud Boys had already cased the Capitol. They knew where the weak spots were.
They were already inside taking photographs.
They were already there.
Yeah.
They had left the rally before Trump started talking and went down to the Capitol. They knew where the police were. They knew the areas that they were going to get in through.
I reckon Flynn was involved with helping the Proud Boys in training them, in saying this is how you do it, this is what you reconnaissance, it works this way.
At this point,
Flynn
it's
would have
really
been bigger than
bad
that.
he has a pardon. If there's somebody I would really like to see recalled in court
But that's for
martial,
old
it would
crimes.
be his ass.
But
Yeah.
that's for crimes.
Oh
he was
well, he's
charged for, not
got
new
you got a
crime.
pardon, baby. I'm sure it covers anything. I'm sure Trump gave him a pardon for anything that can, future crimes. That's what it is, a blanket pardon for anything he may have done. You know,
Above the law.
Essentially that's what they think. And
He cannot stand above the law. I'm sorry. That's where I have a real issue with this. That if we do not prosecute this president, then yes, he will stand above the law. And at that point, our Department of Justice is fucking broken.
At that point,
so
if we
is
do not
America.
hold him account, what is our justice
That's
system
right.
for? It's very selective,
What is
and
it
if it's
for?
going to be only for us poor peons down here, and not the power that runs this country, then the country will lose faith in that, and that's when anarchy happens, baby. That's when we have trouble.
France prosecuted their ex-president. Why can't we?
Why can't we?
He should not be held above the law just because he was an ex-president. He is ex.
He's a criminal. Let's call him what he is. He's a criminal.
Israel done Netanyahu
the whole time.
The worst kind.
Israel prosecuted Netanyahu.
Indeed.
I mean,
Indeed.
It's nothing new.
If we do not prosecute,
this is your first one.
It says more about our country than to the world. To the world, if we let this go by. If he is not held accountable for this, the world will laugh our ass. How can we stand as power in the world if we can't clean our own house? If we allow a rogue,
he will be emboldened,
Indeed.
and he will
be back,
try
baby.
to take over this country.
They're not done. He's out there trying to rally the troops right now. Let me thank Michael Johnson, who came back with another $3 donation and said, hell, the meeting with the Kremlin brought red flags. Yeah.
Yeah,
it did. I'm telling you, baby, if Trump and them get back in, that's where we're headed to. Drinking vodka, calling each other comrade, and watching the oligarchs sail their billion-dollar yachts off into the sunset. It's about time for us to wrap it up. But I want to thank everybody that was involved in this. I want to thank everybody for listening. Now is the time. Wow! All of a sudden, you know what flashed in my head? Now's the time for all good men to come to the aid of their country. Remember typing that out long fucking time ago when you said
Yes.
Well, it is. Now's the time for all good people to come to the aid of their country. We have the midterms coming up, baby. We can't fuck this up. I don't want to put we can't fuck it up. We have to get out there and fight for this shit because we're losing it, baby. We see the court the way it's going. We see the destruction of an illegitimate president and a corrupt president and what he's willing to do. We need to make a course correction, baby. And it needs to be a big one.
Not what he's willing to do, what he did.
What he did. And what he's willing to do if he comes back. Do you think if he comes back, baby, it's going to be one game? Revenge. That's what the game will be.
And he has already said that.
And he's taking it out on us. Yes. Yeah. He'll release everybody that got arrested for that shit at January 6th, and he's a crook. He's a con man. He's a thief. What do you think he's going to do? He's going to rob this country. He's going to give the corporations all the money they want to get the power behind him. He's going to give the religious people all the hate and misery that they want to throw at everybody else. They'll just be all happy and shit. And that's how it happens, baby. Waving the flag and holding the Bible. Make the Bible mean what you say it does. That's what you do with that Bible, huh?
Roll credits.
Oh. Thank you, Bernadette. We want to give special thanks to all our Patreon family, those that donate through Patreon. Their heart is big. Anyway, to be able to do that every month, we appreciate tremendously. Those that came in through the a la carte tonight and donated through PayPal, through Super Chat, we appreciate it tremendously. It is what pays the bills, like I always say. So we all got bills, and we all got to pay them somehow. That's the way I have to do it. So this is my job. This is my job, but I like my job. I like my job, baby. It wears on you, though. Doing this kind of shit does have a price, and you pay for it physically and mentally and all that shit. But it's one that I choose to be in because I think it's that important. I get so much, and Bernadette just yesterday was on me. You need to take a rest, John. You're going to kill yourself. Well, my wife is after me to. I can't do that. This is that passionate to me. This is what I see as the last chance of our democracy. We fix this in 22 or 24 is just going to be a shit show. And I don't want to see it that way. We have to stand our ground now, baby. We stand our ground now.
We get there.
You know. So we do it now, or we're going to suffer later. So I want to thank everybody for being involved in it. And look, here you go. John Cass, who is, there it is. John Cass just came in with a $5 donation and said, thanks again, John, in the blue dot. John, thank you for being here, brother. Thank you for the donation. And thank everybody for being involved in this, because this is what democracy looks like, baby. Participation. And if we participate, got you a nice democracy there. If not, some con man comes along and steals it all, and then shit hits the fan.
Yes, he is.
And so anyway, Ed Bately, thank you very much for coming in and joining the family tonight. We appreciate it.
A pleasure.
Enjoyed it. And Diana Mallory, thank you, darling.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, John.
I always
And keep
enjoy
up your good work with TikTok, trying to get through to the younger people.
I'm trying, baby. I can't believe they're going to look at an old man with a beard. But hey, I know every one of them stop. Wait. What that old man have to say? You know, I don't know. Whatever it takes, baby. But yeah, we're going to have
I had that
fun.
problem tonight. I left to go. I went to the dollar store because I was out of ketchup. I put my ketchup down on the counter, and the young girl behind the counter, I looked at her and said, damn, I should have got two bottles of that so I could write Trump a message to lock him up. And she looked at me and she said, huh? And I said, haven't you seen that meme yet? And she says, no. I said, oh, I can't believe the things they do to the people. It's just disgusting. And she says, can I ask you a question? I said, what's that? She says, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
And I said the January 6th hearings. I said, congressional hearings, she looked at me like, oh, and then she hung her head and didn't say, she didn't know a thing about it.
A Republican.
And she was young, and she was probably a Trumper, but she didn't say a word.
Well, let's hope more and more.
Thank you for having me here.
We enjoyed being here, baby. Thank you for coming in. And David.
Alrighty.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother, for coming in again. We appreciate it tremendously. Always enjoy the conversation.
You're welcome. You need to get your Naruto running video up over on TikTok.
My replay
by
Naruto?
Already.
Yeah,
over on TikTok. They'd love it over there.
Oh, I'll tell Travis that. Why don't we put that up? They might like it.
Yep.
I think it was pretty cool. Anyway,
it was pretty cool.
David, thank you. Aussie Dave, always a pleasure, my friend. Always a pleasure. Always glad to hear a voice from outside the country looking in.
Thanks, mate. It'd be nice to hear from. It would be nice to hear from, say, Hank again. I'm sure he's listening.
Hank, you better get your ass in here, brother. We like that international flair. Yes.
We want to know what the Netherlands is doing
and
what they think.
Dave, thank you very much. And a special thank you to Bernadette, baby. I missed you while you was gone. I can't tell you how my heart was just lifted when I saw you in the room, baby.
Right on. Thank you. Pleasure is mine.
Well, anyway, I appreciate everybody. And again, try to put a smile on your face tomorrow. Try to put one on somebody else's face. It will make your life a little bit better. And Lord have mercy, we need it nowadays. Anyway, y'all take care of yourself. And we'll be back here again Thursday night for another Blue Dot family meeting. I'm going to try to crank something out tomorrow unless I get overridden by my wife and says you can't do something. You got to stay down. Anyway, everybody's worried about me. Anyway, I appreciate that. But I love you and thank you for being a part of this. What more can I say? I love you all for being here. Anyway, to our Facebook family, our YouTube family, we cherish your comments every time you're in there. That's what makes this whole family go TikTok. Anyway, y'all take care of yourself until Thursday. We'll see you later. Y'all say goodnight.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.